Shalaki, y'all. Somebody was calling me, so this thing stopped recording. I hate when that happened. But anyway, it's only about to get worse thanks to Trump. As in American $8, this happening when half the country is unwalkable is crazy. I'm not too sure. Yeah, walking halfway would take a pretty long. I'm not too sure what they're talking about right now. But yeah, goddamn, I'm walking. That costs more than a effing McChicken meal deal. WTF. It says gas prices are definitely high, but this is a specific gas station, etc., etc. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is what's happening, right? This is what's happening, and this is beautiful. Hopefully the Heavenly Father continues to escalate everything that's going on, right? Hopefully the Heavenly Father continues to make everybody miserable in this place. Because ultimately, why? We want this place to go down. So you look at that. I need to start complaining about 2.97. Yeah, so all these people, they were complaining about $3 gas. Now they're wishing that the $3 gas come back. Well, it's too late. It's too late because as long as the war keep going on, the worse it's going to get. All right, so boom. So now let me go ahead and play a few videos. Right, this is going on in Philly.
The war with Iran has effectively stopped the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. At least 3 tankers were.
Yeah, which 20% of gas or goods, right, goes through the Hormuz Strait. 20%. That's a lot. 20% is a lot, right? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and hop on chat, right? The Hormuz Strait. Let's go ahead and go into it. Strait of Hormuz. It says it's one of the most important shipping routes in the world, and it plays a huge role in tensions between the United States and Iran, which Iran was known as Persia. They changed their name from Persia to Iran in the year 1935. It says it connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, and then to the Arabian Sea. Why it's so important? Around 20 to 30% of the world's oil supply passes through the strait every day. So every day, 20 to 30% of the world's oil supply passes through the strait every day, every single day, right? So now if there's a stoppage on that, of course, prices of gas is going to go up. And not only just gas, right? Because you got to think of it. We don't only use gas for driving cars, also jet fuel as well. So what that means? That means that even traveling is going to cause an arm and a leg. Because hey, that money needs to go to the airplane so that they can refuel, right? Truckers, right? That diesel fuel, truckers. That means that the food prices is gonna have to arise as well. So much things. See, this, oh yeah, man. These people have no clue. People have no clue how much of a domino effect this war is going to have on damn near everything, right? So it says oil from countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the UAE must pass through it to reach global markets. Why it matters for the U.S.-Iran conflict. Iran has threatened multiple times to block or mine the strait if war escalates, which I believe they started doing that today. It says global oil prices could skyrocket, which we already done seen that. Shipping and energy market could be disrupted worldwide. And it says the U.S. Navy's United Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain would likely move quickly to open it. All right. So now let's type in how important is oil and does how does that affect Americans? Let's see. Why oil is so important? It says oil is one of the most important resources in the global economy, which let's go ahead and get this now. I pull it all the time. The chief things of life, right? No, I want the other one. I think it's Ciroc 39. Yep. All right. Boom. Ciroc 39 and 26. And since the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. See that? And oil and clothing. So the principal things, the main things for the whole use of man's life includes oil. Because we use oil every day. We use energy every day, right? So that's one of the most principal things needed on earth for everyday use, right? So it says oil is one of the most important resources in the global economy because it powers transportation industry and many everyday products. Even though the U.S. produces a lot of its own oil, global oil prices still affect Americans directly. Transportation, right? It says most transportation still runs on petroleum. It says gasoline for cars and trucks, diesel, which I just mentioned, diesel for shipping and delivery, food. All right, not only just food, but even appliances, right? Household items, couches, your washing machine, dishwashers, etc. Right? It says jet fuel for airplanes. I mentioned that. And also says fuel for ships moving goods worldwide. In the United States, millions of people commute daily. So when oil prices rise, gas prices increase almost immediately. See that? Almost immediately. And that's what happened. Right? Number two, it affects prices of almost everything. Oil isn't just fuel. It says it's used in manufacturing and transportation of goods. Products that depend on petroleum include plastics, clothing iron, it says clothing fibers, polyester, nylon, electronics, packaging, fertilizer for agriculture, asphalt for roads. So when oil prices rise, companies spend more to produce and ship products, which can lead to inflation. See that? So when oil prices rise, these companies, they're going to spend more to produce and ship those products because they have to make a profit, right? See that? Food prices can rise. See, so it's just affecting everything, every single thing. So now, let's go ahead and go to this real quick, and then I'm gonna get more, and then I'm gonna get a couple more scriptures, and then I'm gonna end the video.
Attack there overnight, and now that critical passageway is all but shut down. About 20% of the world's oil supply moves through that channel. Well, just a short time ago, President Trump said he would tap the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. He said he would reduce it, in his words, a little bit to bring prices down. All this obviously creating an economic anxiety across the globe, and here at home, where the price of gas is going up every single day.
Yeah, see that? So all these people are panicking now. All right, boom. Here we go.
While automakers are trying to manage huge first-in-a-century transitions to EVs and software-defined vehicles, the industry is getting hammered by a series of supply chain shortages. The conflict in Iran is just the latest in this pattern, and it's driving up the price of oil and threatening access to key raw materials. Though the region is not a major producer of car parts, it is, of course, a key producer of oil. And the threats of attacks on tankers in the Strait of Hormuz is effectively cutting off 20% of the world's supply. That has ripple effects for parts made around the world and, in some cases, consumer demand. Oil was trading just above $80 per barrel on Tuesday after spiking above $100 the day before. Over the last 2 weeks, fuel costs have jumped for both ordinary drivers and shipping and freight companies. Duncan Wood, a researcher at the Wilson Center, told me that rising energy prices will also likely push up manufacturing costs overall. This is especially true for natural gas and LNG. This is likely to have more of an impact in Asia than North America, but Asia is the largest car producing region in the world and also where key components like microchips are made. Refining essential raw materials such as steel, aluminum, and glass is also energy intensive. Oil is also what plastics are made from. If this goes on, it could push up the price of the petrochemicals that form them. And some estimate plastics make up about 30% of the parts in a car. The region is also a significant aluminum producer.
Wow. So that's why people were saying don't even get a new car if you don't need one, because man, you're gonna pay 2 arms and 2 legs and a kidney, right? But yeah, as you can see, these news analysts, these different economists, chat, they're all saying the same thing, meaning that this is critical, this is serious, right? So this is 2 Esdras 8 and verse 50. It says here, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And ultimately the Heavenly Father is humbling everybody, because everybody is in a prideful spirit. Why is that? Because as the king is, so will the people of that city be. And Esau rules America, and he's a prideful man, pursuing in Daniel 7, whose look is more stout than his fellows, right? And some of the little horn being the most proudest of the Edomites among his Edomite counterparts, and that's America. And everybody here in America mimics the so-called white man, who is Esau. So the Heavenly Father is punishing, bringing low or to naught the haughty by bringing such trials and tribulations here. And it's only going to escalate. It's only going to get worse. Which, of course, that's what we want, right? These people are miserable. These people are going to continue to panic. These people are going to continue to bug out. While us, we just going to have fun, really. Because we know that our salvation is nigh. What's that? Matthew 16, the parable of the fig tree. Now, fellas, go ahead and get that. I believe that's Matthew chapter 16. Let's go to the blue letter. Matthew chapter 16. I believe that's it. So out here, y'all. Let's type it in. Fig tree. I know this one in Matthew. I know this one in Luke. Okay, it's Matthew 13. So I get Mark 13. No, actually, let me get the one in Matthew. Matthew 24. Which Matthew 24 is a heavy chapter. Matthew 24 and 32, it says, "Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh." Matthew, let's read it in the NLT. Let's see how it is in NLT. All right, it says, "Now learn a lesson from the fig tree. When its branches bud and its leaf begin to sprout, you know that summer is near." So transitioning from the winter to spring to summer, when the leaves on the tree, when you see the flowers, nature in general start to blossom, you can discern that okay, summertime is clearly near, because take a look at nature, take a look at the trees, take a look at the flowers, right? Verse 33. And the same way, when you see all these things, or what things, all these prophecies coming to pass, all these miseries happening in America, you can know his return is very near, right at the door. Who's that talking about? Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, his coming is definitely around the corner. All right, so Yahweh Dazah, you few brothers and sisters were edified. With that, I say shalom. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there that's watching, listening, and learning. All right, so I just wanted to do a quick lesson on, what's happening currently with the Iranian U.S. war and how it's affecting America quickly, and not only just America, but globally too. It's hitting other parts of the world too. But we're here in America, so the primary focus is over here, right? Because we know a lot of the prophecies that are taking place and that will also take place, we want it in full effect over here in America, right? Because ultimately this is where the destruction is going to be, and also our deliverance, right? So we want these things to affect America, and it is affecting America. And I wanted to go into the gas prices because, man, this war just started. This war just started in early March, right? Which is technically still early March. What is today's date? Today's date is like March 11th, and it just started. The war just started, and the effects are already happening, which I'm seeing stuff all over TikTok, all over YouTube, and I just wanted to play a couple of these videos. I saw this video. I came across another video on my TikTok page about gas, but I didn't really pay too much attention. But then this other video, which is on the screen right now, came up, and I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and save it. See, I have it saved so I can add it to a video that I'm gonna do, because I was thinking about doing a video on it, and here I am. So let me go ahead and play this video.
They weren't lying, guys. They weren't lying, guys. It's real. People out here taking pictures. They don't even believe it. $8. $8.21. You might as well get you a horse. Feed is me.
And that's Jake. Jake playing around. Jake always think things are a game. But yeah, so this is in California right now, right? $8.21 for some gas. Look at this. Price is so bad, it becomes a tourist attraction. Trump is the worst president in history. Now everybody's saying Trump is the worst president, right? Now, all of a sudden, which everybody was hyping Trump up, right? A lot of you niggas, a lot of you Hispanics, and of course you had Esau, they all voted for Trump. But now